Okay, good morning students.
Good morning, sir.
So in previous class we learnt it about fluid dynamics. In a fluid dynamics we learnt all about equation of continuity, Bernoulli's theorem, Torricelli's theorem, and velocity of a flux. Based upon that we did some of the example problems. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So today we will continue the fluid dynamics. Okay, so in the previous class, the last example which we are taking, we are going to continue from that example. Okay, shall we start now?
Yes, sir.
Right. See here the example which we are taken on a last previous class is when we are taking the container, it has the orifice which cross section area is A, small a, and the tank cross section area is capital A, and the liquid which is filled here, we said that it is an density rho. Yes or no? Then we said that it is an h height. H height. We said that to find the time function of with respect to height. Yes or no? That time function we derived like, see here in the dt time, in a dt time, this much of volume is comes out from the orifice, we said that. Yes, so it is an dh height, then the volume of this element is ADH, we said. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we said that ADH is equal to, right? We said that A root 2G small h into dt. Yes or no? In dt time, this much of volume is reduces. That means this volume is came out from the orifice. So the volume which is reduces is equal to the volume which is comes out from the orifice. So how much the volume is comes out from the orifice? Small a root of g root 2g h into dt. Let consider this height is an h height, small h. That's what we solve the problem. Yes or no? So from this what we did is we resolve the problems, and the final equation is came as an small t is equal to, in function of time t, small t is equal to a by a root 2 by g into root h minus root of h by 2. This is the answer, final answer it came. Yes or no, in previous class?
Yes, sir.
So I said that the conceptual understanding of this equation, I said that if we give the h by 2, how much time is taken by the tank to reduce the volume half of its height, then we have to take h by 2. If he says that 3 by 4, then here we have to take h by 3. Yes or no? Or 3h by 4. How, whatever the volume he said to reduce, that much of volume we have to, that much of height we have to take here. Yes or no? If he said h by 2, h by 2, 3h by 2, 3h by 2, h by 3, h by 3, h by 4, h by 4. Yes or no? This height is an height of the liquid column. Yes or no? So this equation is for the time taken by the liquid to comes down half of the height. Yes or no? So if we says that from how much time it's taken to empty the tank from h by 2. Okay, so if it is considered as a t1, then if he says that find the time taken by a liquid empty the tank from its half. So find the time taken by a liquid empty the tank from its half. So now the equation will come T2 is equal to A by A root 2 by g into this is an h by 2, half of the tank 2 minus 0. So this is the equation. If he asked, sometimes he may ask ratio of a time taken, ratio of a time taken from full to half, half to 0. Okay, then it comes as an t1 by t2 is equal to how much, my dears? A by a root 2 by g into root h minus root h by 2 upon a by a root 2 by g and root h by 2. Got it? So here a by a, this will get cancelled. If you solve this equation, how much will come? T1 by T2 is equal to, if you take h, root h is common, then it comes as an root h will get cancelled. So it comes as an root 2 minus 1 by 1. So this is the ratio of time. Okay, T1 is an to empty the tank from full tank to half of the tank. Now it is on half of the tank to empty the tank. Okay, this is the two equations and it is on its ratio. Can you please make a note of it, then we can continue the class. Okay, the next example, if you take a tank and the tank has an orifice whose cross section area is A. Okay, now this tank is an empty tank. We arrange a tap here. So from this tap, water is coming out with the rate of alpha meter cube per second. This much of volume is coming from this tap. Now consider at an instant of time, okay, at a instant of time, what will happen? Here is an orifice is there. When the water is, when we are filling the tank with the tap, so what will happen? Some of the water will comes out from the orifice. Yes or no?
Sir.
So once it is comes out from the orifice, then what will happen? He asked the question based upon the time function, find the height. Based upon the time function, find the height. We have to find the height on the time function based. Okay, now what will happen? See, consider at a t time, the level of water is on this much height is there. Okay, then in a dt time, then the height is increased this much. The height of this water element is dh, consider dh, and this height is an small h. Got it? Understand?
Sir.
So now this volume is how much, my dears? A dh. So as the same as in previous equation, the time function, what is the difference here? In the previous, what will happen? Only the orifice is there, the tank is already filled. Now it is not like that. The tank is an empty. The tank is an empty. Now water is filling through the tap. Are you getting my point? So can you please sit down? Sit down. Sit in your place. Yeah. So the water is comes out from the orifice. See here, alpha dt. In a dt time, how much water will come? Alpha dt from the tap. How much water is goes from the orifice? Minus a root 2 gh. Yes or no? Velocity is equal to root 2 gh into dt is equal to a dh. Got it? So take the dt common here. So dt is equal to a dh by alpha minus a root 2 gh. Yes or no? Integrate on both sides from 0 to t. Here from 0 to h height. Okay, so you have to do the integration. Shall I do? You will do?
Yes, sir.
So you will do the integration same as it is, which we are doing in the previous example problem. Same method you have to follow here. Understand? And find out the final equation. For example, then what will happen? See here, when the water is comes out from the orifice continuously, okay, then the level of water will be increased. At a certain particular time, what will happen? The increasing level of the height is going to be constant. When it will happen like this? When it has happened? When the amount of water is falling into the tank, that much amount of water is comes out from the orifice, then only the height of the liquid column will be an constant. Yes or no? How much it is comes down, thus much of water has to comes out from the orifice. The situation will come like that. So he says that if he asked what is the final height, see here, find final height, find final height of a tank, find final height of a tank. Okay, so it is a tank, not final height of a tank. So such that the height of liquid constant should constant. So we have to find the final height such that, okay, the liquid column, the height of the liquid should be constant. So we know very well. See here, alpha dt is equal to, see here, a root 2g h final into dt. Yes or no? So from here we have to find out. See here, alpha square is equal to a square 2g h final. So h final is equal to how much, my dears? Alpha square by a square 2g. So this is the final height condition, such that the height of the liquid column should be an constant. That means how much water is falling into the container, that much of water is comes out from the orifice. Got it? Simple equation, simple understanding. Are you getting my point? Do you have any doubt? Okay. Can you please make a note of it? Please make a note of it. So I will give the example. So here this is an enclosed container which has the small tube which is exposed to, that is air pressure, okay, atmospheric pressure here. So now this tanker is then filled with the liquid, okay. So this is the height of the liquid column, this is an 3 meter, and this height, consider this height is an 2 meter. Now from here there is an air bubbles are coming out, and the area of cross section of this orifice is an small a. Then he said that find the velocity, find the velocity of an efflux, find the velocity of an efflux. Option A. Root 30, B root 40, C root 50, D root 60. What is the answer? Can you please do it? How much is the answer? Yeah, do it fast. Do it fast. Do it. How much is the answer? Are you doing? Okay, do it. How much is the answer?
Root 40.
Root 40? Very good. Answer is an root 40. Why is an root 40? See here. V is equal to root 2 GH we know very well. So root 2 into 10 into H. H how much, my dears? Should we take the height of 3 meters or 2 meters? It is on 2 meters only. Because the atmospheric pressure, see here, when the water comes out, what is the atmospheric pressure here? P naught. Here is also is a P naught. But here is a less than P naught. Yes or no? So that means the water should be comes from the height of 2 meters, not from the 3 meters. Yes or no? So that means into 2. How much, my dears? Root 40 meter per second. That is the answer. Got it? Good. Very good. Can you please make a note of it? Then we can go for the next problems. Okay? Right. The cylindrical container, okay, has a 2 holes. Let it be considered this is an first hole and it is an second hole, which is filled with the height of H height of its density is at rho. Okay, the density is how much, my dear? Density is rho. Okay, the height is H height. Okay, understand? Then the water comes out from this orifice, small holes. Yes or no? So he says that the both the liquid is reaches the same range here. Same range. That means same range. Then find the height of this holes. Okay, let it be this height is an H1 and let it be considered this height is an H2. Okay, are you understand? Clear everyone? Okay, now the concept is very easy. See here, what is the velocity here? Velocity from the first hole, it is an V1. See here, V1 is equal to root 2 G. H is how much, my dears? H is an H minus H1. H minus H1. Yes or no? Right? Then what is the time? T1 is equal to root 2 H1 by G. Right? Time taken by the water to reach the ground. In a similar manner, V2 is equal to root 2 G H minus H2 and time is T2 is root of 2H2 by G. What is the condition? He says that the condition he says that the both the waters are reached to the same range. That means same distance from the ground. Yes or no? Okay. Then we know that this is the both X. Let it be considered. See here. So this range, how we can find out? See here, X1 is equal to X2. X1 is equal to X2. Yes or no? Same range. Same range. At a same range. Now, X is how much, man? Yes, V1, T1 is equal to V2, T2. So V1 is how much? Root of 2G H minus H1 into T is how much, my dears? Root of 2H1 by G is equal to V2. V2 is how much, my dears? Root of 2G, okay, H minus H2 into here root of 2H2 by G. Okay, so square on both sides. What will happen? It will remain as an 2G H minus H1 into 2H1 by G is equal to 2g h minus h2 2h2 by g. See here, 2g get cancelled, g get cancelled, 2 get cancelled. How, what is the remains here? H minus h1 is equal to, see here, into h1. Yes or no? Is equal to h minus h2 into h2. Got it? Understand? So how much it is? See here, h1 minus h1 square is equal to h2 minus h2 whole square. Got it? Understand everyone? So now what is the answer will come? H is equal to h1 plus h2. Are you getting my point? Understand? So can you please make a note of it? So if you want to find out h1, very easy. So h1 is equal to h minus h2 and h2 is equal to h minus h1. Got it? Can you please make a note of it? Then we can continue. See here. There is a tank container is there here. This container is put it onto the table height, capital H. Okay. Now it has the orifice here. From this orifice, the water is touched to the ground at a distance of r. Okay. Now he says that find the depth of the water. Find the depth of the water. So very easy. So range r is equal to how much, my dears? Ux into t. So what is the ux here? How much the velocity? Velocity is equal to root 2 g. Okay. What is the height? It is an x, root 2 gx. Got it? So now root 2 g x into t. Root 2 is a height h by g is equal to r. Now what we have to find out? We have to find out x value. Yes or no? So r square is equal to 2gx into 2h by g. G get cancelled. Okay. 2 to the 4 will come. See here. Now we want x, right? So x is equal to r square upon, so 4h. This is the x value. X is equal to r square upon 4x. Got it? 4h. Understand? Can you please make a note of it? There are many questions he was. For example,
Okay.
example, see here, we can take more example. There is a tank which is filled with the liquid whose density is an, let's consider as an rho density. Okay, density is an rho. He says that there are two holes are punching from the both the sides of the tank. Okay, see one side is an, he says that made it a hole with an square shape hole. He made it square shape hole whose length is L. Whose length is how many years? L. And the depth, he punched the hole at the depth of y. Then another side he made a hole with a circular hole whose radius he says that it is an r at the depth of how much? 4y. He says that it is an 4y depth. So he gave the radius as an r radius. Got it? And then he says that the volume outcome from the both the holes are constant. The volume per second which is come out from the both the holes are same. Then he says that find here volume, otherwise we can write rate of value from both the holes are same. Find the value of radius r. So we have to find out the value of radius r. Okay, so we know very well. Okay, see both the holes, the volume rate flow will be same. That means a1 v1 is equal to a2.
Okay.
Okay, so here now a1 is for first hole l square and velocity is on root 2 g, height is on y, that is equal to a2 is equal to pi r square and v is equal to root 2 g and height is on 4y. Got it? Understand? Now from here these equations we have to find out the r value. Okay, can you please make it, can you please do it fast. How much the r value will come? Let's see. R value, it's very simple calculation. So r is equal to how much, my dears? R value will come, r is equal to l by root 2 pi according to my calculation. Okay, is it correct?
Yes,
Yeah, the same thing is came to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Can you please make a note of it, then we can continue the class. See the example. There is a container which has two different densities of a liquid. This is an rho density and it has 2 rho density. Okay, 2 rho density, which heights are, this is also h and this height also h. Now here there is an hole is punched at the height of h by 2 and second hole is punched here at the height of, it is on 3h by 2, 3h by 2. Now he says that find the, see the velocity of first hole is on v1 and velocity is v2. Now he says that find the ratio of v1 and v2. So it is very easy. So apply the Bernoulli's theorem. Yes or no? So when you are applying the Bernoulli's theorem for the first hole, how much, my dears? It will come as an P naught plus rho g h by 2 is equal to P naught plus half rho v1 square. Got it? From here P naught get cancelled, rho get cancelled. Yes or no? Then how much value will come? v1 is equal to root gh. Got it? For the second hole, see here for second hole, P naught plus rho gh plus this one 2 rho g, so 2 rho g h by 2 is equal to P naught plus half, which liquid is comes out, 2 rho liquid, so 2 rho v2 square. Got it? So P naught get cancelled, then rho get cancelled from all the sides. Then how much it will come? This is the gh, so here 2 get cancelled, gh 2gh root 2gh, so v2 is equal to root 2gh. Got it? Root 2gh. So now v1 by v2 is equal to how much, my dear? 1 by root 2. So this is the answer. Are you getting my point?
Sir.
Do you have any doubt? Can you please make a note of it? Then we can go for the applications of Bernoulli's theorem. Got it? Make a note of it, my dear. Venturi meter. See here. So this is the construction of Venturi meter. So let it be here. it is a pipe, and here also one pipe is there. The cross section area of this total pipe, let it be considered, is an A1 and the velocity V1. Okay, so total liquid is flowing here. So here total liquid is flowing. Let's see here. So now here the area of cross section is considered as an A2 and velocity at this point is an, let it be as V2. The pressure here is an, let it be considered as an P1 and pressure here is an P2. Okay. Now the liquid is raised here and the liquid is raised up to here. Let consider this height is an H1 and this height is an H2. So actually H1 minus H2 is equal to H. So that means this height difference is an, let consider as H. Got it? Understand? That means H is an this difference. Okay. Now if you are apply the, see here, along this horizontal line, we are applying the Bernoulli's principle now here. Bernoulli's principle. So let it be the pressure P1, right, plus rho G H1 plus half rho V1 square is equal to P2 plus rho G H2 plus half rho V2 square. Got it? So now this height, see here, we are taking along with the base, yes or no? So along with the same horizontal line. So that means this H, that means H1, H2 are equal. Are you getting my point? Are equal. So both the terms will get cancelled. The remaining terms is P1 plus half rho V1 square is equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square. Now P1 minus P2 is equal to half rho V2 square minus half rho V1 square. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? So because P1, the pressure at this point is on high pressure comparing to the P2, because we know according to the equation of continuity, see here the velocity is very less because the area of cross section is more, so velocity is less comparing to this. So A2 is less area, velocity is more. If the velocity is more, pressure is less. So here velocity is less, so the pressure is more. Are you getting my point? So that is why P1 is greater. That's why we are taking as an P1 minus P2 is equal to half rho V2 square minus half rho V1 square. Are you getting my point? So according to the equation of continuity, see here, according to the equation of continuity. So if you want, you can minimize this. See, P1 minus P2 is equal to half into rho V2 square minus V1 square. Got it? So A1, according to the equation of continuity, A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. From here V2 is equal to how much, my dears? A1 V1 upon A2. We can put it the V2 value here. Understand? See here, P1 minus P2. How much, my dears? P1 minus P2 is an difference of the pressure is rho G H. Rho G H is equal to half rho V2 square minus V1 square. Rho get cancelled here. So 2GH is equal to V2. V2 how much, my dears? A1 square V1 square by A1 square minus V1 square. So from here V1 will take common. So V1 square A1 square minus A2 square. So here A2 square by A2 square. Got it? 2GH. Now V1 is equal to how much, my dears? See here, V1 square is equal to 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. So if you want V1, so direct root. Got it? So V1 is equal to A2 root of 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. Got it? So this is an V1 value. So if you want V2 value, so similarly we can write as an V2 value. V2 is equal to how much, my dears? A1 root of 2GH by A1 square minus A2 square. So this is an V2 value. So if you want rate flow, then rate flow Q is equal to, we can write rate flow. Where should we write? So here we can write rate of flow. So rate of flow is equal to rate of flow, the value V is equal to A1 A2. See, because rate of flow we know that A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. That means AV is equal to rate flow. Yes or no? So total area is an A1 A2 root of 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. So this is total rate flow. Got it? So instead of V, we can take as an amount of rate flow Q. Q is equal to A1 A2 root of 2H upon A1 square minus A2 square. Got it? So this is the Venturi meter and its equations. So if you want V1 velocity and V2 velocity, we can able to find out. If you want V1 is how much, my dears? V1 is equal to A2 upon A2 root of 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. If you want A2 V2 is equal to A1 root of 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. If you want the rate of flow, so rate of flow Q is equal to A1 A2 root of 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. Got it? It is very easy. So why we are using the Venturi meter? Why we are using the Venturi meter? To find the velocities of a fluid in a pipe. Got it? So that is the main use. It is the application of Bernoulli's theorem. Got it? Understand? Okay, can you please make a note of it? Then we can continue. Make a note of it. So in the application of Bernoulli's theorem, we learnt one is a Venturi meter. There are many benefits are there, many applications are there in our day-to-day life. One is a Venturi meter. Second is an dynamic lift. So how the aircrafts are there, right? Aeroplanes. Yes or no? The aeroplanes are, lifting in the air. Yes or no? So how this dynamic lift is work? It is based upon the Bernoulli's principle only. What the Bernoulli says that when the velocity of the fluid is more at that particular point, the pressure will be less. Yes or no? If you carefully observe in our day-to-day life, when the wind is blowing very fastly, then what will happen? The roof of the houses, okay, will be fly off. Yes or no? Why it is fly off at the top? Why can't it will comes down? Why it goes up only? Do you know the reason? See what will happen? The inside of the home is the pressure is considered as an P1, and above the roof also P1, same atmospheric pressure. So now what will happen? Once the wind is come very fastly, then what will happen? The uppermost area of a roof, yes or no? So all the fluid will flow very fastly. So due to the flowing of the fluid very fastly, the pressure will going to be decreases. Yes or no? Then in the inside of the house, the pressure is still it is remains constant. So that means it will be more than the pressure which is upper pressure. Are you getting my point? Got it? So then what will happen? the roof will going to be fly towards the upwards. So always it is flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. Then that's why all the roofs, the uppermost roofs, which is made with the iron sheets, yes or no? Iron sheets of the roofs are there, right? It will flow off. It is due to the Bernoulli's theorem. Are you getting my point? In the same manner, see, sometimes what will happen when we are standing in the railway station, if the train goes very fastly in front of us, then what will happen? We are going to be attracted towards to the train. Then the accident may occur, yes or no? So why it is like that? Because there also, when the train go very fastly, then the surrounding air of the train is move very fastly. Then what will happen? The pressure will going to be decreases. But behind us the pressure is same, remains constant. Here the pressure is decreases. Behind us, front us is because the train is move very fastly and the pressure is decreases. Behind us the pressure is constant, and comparing to the front pressure, the back pressure is more. That's why we are feeling that somebody are pushed towards to the train, yes or no? We may come across with this experience in our day-to-day life. In the same manner, if you are taking two balloons, okay, two balloons are there. If you blow between the balloons, then what will happen? Balloons will go away from it or it will come near to it. How? Two balloons are there. Okay, here two balloons are hanging, and if I blow in between of the balloons will go away or it will attract away? Yes, but it does not happen so. So if you want, you can take the experiment, do the experiment. Okay, hang the two balloons and blow in between of the balloons. What will happen? The balloons will come towards to each other, because if you blow, then what will happen? The air which is there in between of the balloons, the air should be move with the very fast. So once the air is moving fast, then what will happen? The pressure will going to be decreases in between of the balloons. Then what will happen? The balloons will attract to each other, because the behind the balloons the pressure will be on more, and in between of the balloons the pressure is less. So the balloons will attract to each other. If you want, if you take the two papers and if you blow in between of the two papers will going to be attract to each other. You have any? Make off the fan. See here, if you are taking the two papers and if I blow, see here, see papers are attracted or not? See here, see, if you take two papers and if you blow in between that, see here, see, if I blow in between, see here, see here, see, it is attracting, right? So that means whenever the speed of the air is increases, then what will happen? Pressure will decreases. Due to the decreasing of the pressure, the both will going to be attract to each other. Got it? There are many ways. These are all the Bernoulli's theorems applications only. In the same manner, ping pong ball will be there. So very light ball. If you are taking the light ball and if you blow on the uppermost ball, then what will happen? Ball will not going to be fell down. Got it? So like this. So if here if a man is blowing here, okay, see, if he blow, if you blow here, the air is blowed here, then if the ping pong ball is there, okay, this ball will not going to be fell down, this ball will not fell down, okay. If you blow here, if you blow like this, the ball will never fell down. In the same manner, if you are taken, see here, this is the funnel. If you take the funnel, right, and here if the ball is there, if you blow here, blow from the top, then what will happen? Actually what will think that the ball will fell down, yes or no? Yes or no? But if you take the funnel and if you blow it and we have a small ball, ping pong ball, and if you blow it, then it will not going to fall down, it will be attached there only, it will be attached to the, see here, attached to the hole of this funnel. Okay, so these are all the Bernoulli's principle. Why? Because the uppermost area of this, see here, the uppermost area, see, when we are blowing the air, what will happen? The air will goes like this, yes or no? So once it is goes like this, what will happen? The uppermost area of a ping pong ball is get less pressure comparing to the down here. Here is an more pressure, here is an less pressure. Then what will happen? Ball is always move from, see here, if it is taken as an, it is on P2, it is on P1. So P1 is always greater than P2. Here the pressure is considered as an P1. Then P1 is, sorry, P1 is less than P2. So ball is always moves upwards. Are you getting my point? Same the thing is also here. Here if you consider this is the pressure P1 here, and if the pressure P2 here, so P2 is greater than P1. Here also P2 is greater than P2 is greater than P1. So that's why the ball will not comes down, it will be lift it up. Got it? Here also the ball is lift it up, it will be lift up. Are you getting my point? Same happen in the train also, same happen in the dynamic lift also. Okay, so dynamic lift, in the dynamic lift, see if you have carefully observed the aeroplane, wing of the aeroplane, it will be made like this. Okay, see here, it will be like this, yes or no? When the aeroplane is moved with very fastly, then what will happen? The air which is present here, it's move very fastly because it is a streamline. Got it? The air will flow very fastly on the upper surface of the wing, it will move very fast like this. The air will move very fast like this in the uppermost surface of the wing, comparing to the speed of the wind and the downwards. So if you are consider this is the velocity of V1, it is the velocity of V2. So what will happen? V2 is greater than V1. Then what could be the pressure? If the pressure is P1 here and the pressure is P2 here, then P2 is less than P1. So that means to say that pressure P1 is greater than P2. So that is why what will happen? What will happen? The wing will lift up, yes or no? So that lifting up we can call as a dynamic lift. That means due to the construction of the wings, what will happen? Under the wings, do you know that there is a big engines are there? Yes or no? Under the wings of the aeroplane, there is a big engines are there. So what will happen? This engines will make a aeroplane to lift up. Are you getting my point? So uppermost area of the surface of the fluid, that means air, will move very fastly comparing to the downwards. So that is why the pressure under the wings is on more comparing to the upper surface of the wing. So that's why the lift will goes up. So this dynamic lift is also called as an aerodynamic lift. Sometimes it is called as a aerodynamic lift. Got it? Understand? So in the same manner, atomizer is also the application of Bernoulli's theorem. Okay, so see here, there will be a liquid here in the container. So here there is a pipe, and here what will happen? So once we are pressing here with the fastly, if you have pressed this, then what will happen? the air which will be present here, this air will goes very fastly here. Yes or no? Air will be comes out very fastly. So once it will come fast, see here is an atmospheric pressure P naught. Its normal condition inside of this instrument is also P naught. So once you blow very fastly, then what will happen? The air will go very fastly, then the pressure under this instrument will less. So here in this liquid of the surface of the liquid column is an P naught. Then what will happen? This liquid will rising up. Yes or no? So higher pressure to lower pressure, it will lift it up. Then due to the more pressure of the air, then what will happen? It will be spray. It will go like a spray. So this instrument we can call as an atomizer. Are you getting my point? Understand? Got it, everyone? So this is also atomizer is also. So atomizer is also a application of Bernoulli's theorem. Got it? Are you getting my point? Then there are many things are there. So whenever when we are playing the cricket and if you hit the ball, then what will happen? Sometimes in our day-to-day life we have come to the experience that the ball will spin. We can call as a spinning of the ball, we can call as a Magnus effect. What effect? Magnus effect. So how this ball will spin? See here. So whenever the ball is moving like this, ball is moving like this with the velocity v, then what will happen? If the air, see, blowing of the air is also, see here, if the air is blows like this, are you getting my point? So this is the blowing of air. Then what will happen? Once this air is touched to this ball, surface of the ball, then what will happen? Due to the friction of the air, see here, the air will touch to the surface of the ball. Due to the friction, what will happen? It will move. Yes or no? It is rotate. So it will be rotate like this. See here, it will be rotate like this. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? It will be rotate like this. So this is the rotation of the direction of rotation. So let it be considered this is the rotation of. So sorry, omega. Okay, angular velocity. This is an, so otherwise we can take as an instead of r rotational, otherwise omega. This is an omega, this is an tangential direction v. So velocity, see here on the uppermost part, okay, top of a ball, what will happen? Velocity, tangential velocity and rotational velocity both in the same direction. That means v plus vr is equal to v plus r omega. Are you getting my point? So velocity of the rotational velocity is equal to r omega. I understand. If the radius of the ball is considered as an r omega, the angular velocity is an omega. So then at the top of the ball, v plus vr, that is equal to v plus vr is equal to r omega. Then bottom of a ball, v minus here, the direction of v is here and vr will be an opposite direction. See here, it's rotated like this. At this point vr will be in this direction and tangential velocity is in this direction, and topmost surface v also in this direction only. See vr is also in this direction only. Got it? So v minus bottom side, v minus vr, that is equal to v minus r omega. So this effect we can call as an Magnus effect. Okay. Magnus effect. Magnus effect is nothing but simple. It is a friction of the fluid. Simple. Friction of fluid is called Magnus effect. Got it? So these are all the applications of Bernoulli's theorem. Okay. Venturi meter and this dynamic lift atomizer and Magnus effect. Okay, Bunsen burner is also Bunsen burner is there, right? That is also the principle of that is also application of Bernoulli's theorem. Okay, there are many applications are there. Got it? Some of the applications we learnt it today's class. Got it? Do you understand everyone? Do you have any doubt? Anybody have any doubt? So can you please make a note of it? Then we can continue the class and tomorrow. Okay. So make a note of it, my dears. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. So tomorrow we can continue the lesson.
Sir, what is the
Huh?
Sir, what is the equation of dynamic lift?
Dynamic lift. Simple. What is there here? So pressure difference is on P1 minus P2 is equal to half rho V1 minus V2 V1 square minus V2 square. Okay. So here is a force into A. Got it? So this is the equation. Are you getting my point?
Sir.
So this pressure, this force is more comparing to this force. So that's why what will happen? It will lift it up. Got it? Understand? So Symphone is another application of Bernoulli's theorem. Symphone is very easy. See here. So if you take a container which has the liquid of density rho. See, if you take one pipe here, see here, if you take a small pipe, see, most of the time in our day-to-day life, so oils will be there, right, for the oil tanker. So we are taking a small hole, small pipe, okay, then we'll immersed into the liquid. Then if you make this pipe lower than the height of the liquid, then what will happen? If you suck once and if you leave it, then what will happen? This total oil will comes down. Yes or no? Continuously it will be coming down. Yes? Are you in your day-to-day life? So if you take a pipe and if you sink into the liquid and once we suck and if you leave it, the condition should be, see here, the bottom of this pipe should be lower than the liquid column. Then only the total liquid will comes down. Are you getting my point? Completely it will come down without doing any extra work. Got it? So this is we can call as a Symphone. Okay, Symphone effect. So here how much the velocity, my dears? Velocity is equal to root 2gh. This height is this is the height h. Okay, if you take as this height is an h dash, but h dash is not depends upon the velocity of the liquid here. The velocity of the liquid is only depends upon the height of the height between the surface of the fluid, upper surface of the fluid to the bottom of the pipe. Got it? And do you understand? So this is on Symphone. So many is there. If you want, we can discuss many things is there about the Bernoulli's theorems application. Okay, some of this important we here discussed here. Sometimes in Almary's Birwas are there, right? In the Birwas. Otherwise in cars, the painting of the car. Do you know that it is an atomizers only? Just they are going to hold, okay, the instrument which has the uppermost pipe. What will happen? So here it is like that, right? So here the container will be there, upper container like this. So here is the trigger will be there. If they press the trigger, what will happen? The spray will come like this. Yes or no? The painting spray will come like this. So the paint will be there in the container. So once they are pressed here, what will happen? The air will blow very fastly due to the compressor. Okay. So air will flow very fastly. Then what will happen? The paint will be which will be there in the container, that paint will comes down and it will be it will be spray onto the cars and beer was and almaris wherever it may be. Yes or no? Did you saw this? Did you saw this? All the instruments in your day to day? Okay. So we will continue the lesson on tomorrow. Okay. So make a note of it with your own words.